You know the saying, it's not you, it's me. And normally that's a total lie.
Right.
Meaning it is, no, it's you, not me. Well, in this case, we're going to help you identify the signs that it really is you.
Yep.
And we're going to try to figure out what your problem is in your relationship. For instance, if you are avoidant, if you practice avoidance in any kind of relationship, you are the problem.
Can you explain that a little bit?
Sure.
Because I definitely think that's me.
You're avoidant?
Yeah.
All right. And feel free
But
to...
I'm trying to avoid you telling me because it hurts.
I feel good that this is me, but just to clarify.
I just want to make sure.
Don't feel bad. This is all for helping.
Okay.
If you practice avoidance, it shows up in your dating life as avoiding dating for long periods, being overly busy to avoid loneliness. You binge watch Netflix and you overcommit to friends and family, sacrificing your love life.
That's not me.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if this resonates,
I was thinking like if you're already in a relationship. Okay.
Well, this is for dating. This is if you are in a relationship.
you.
It's for anybody who is having another relationship or trying to with somebody else.
I got you.
If this is you, if this resonates with you, the avoidance, our it's a marriage counselor and a therapist who is saying that you should start practicing meditation. You need to make time every single day to connect to your inner world, slow down, and this is the big one, feel your feelings. So many times people will just be avoidant because I don't want to feel that. I don't want to address that. I don't want to face that because it's uncomfortable or it upsets me. You have to feel it. You have to go through it.
When you said avoidance, I was thinking like if you like if you're in a relationship and you know there's an issue, you avoid bringing it up because you don't want to get into it.
Well, I mean,
I definitely would do that.
But that could be part of it as well because you're not facing it head on. You know, and that's that issue.
It just
Probably.
goes away, doesn't it?
No,
it doesn't. Oh. It doesn't magically just go away.
As a matter of fact, Jared, I think it probably breeds some sort of resentment, you know, because it's like you're never addressing it. And so it's not going to go away. And one or two people are going to really start hating each other because nothing gets fixed.
Because the 4 words every man dreads are, we need to talk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're still saying that, if ladies and men are still saying we need to talk, just start talking.
Agreed.
People say it.
Yeah.
Does Hannah do that for you, Matt? You seem a little resentful.
I hate getting a text like, hey, so we need to talk about something later on. Like, no, just text me what you want to, because now I'm going to stress about it until we get home.
Yeah.
Right.
It's called tease, Matt.
Yeah. I don't need it in my personal life.
Yeah, we don't need that.
I don't say those words. I just throw it at Ben. You know, this is what I go right into it.
That's probably better.
I
Maybe.
guess. I'm
Although
not
we say we need to
avoidant.
talk, then you can start thinking of things maybe, but
No.
yeah.
I think my husband would say I'm the opposite of avoidant. I just face it head on.
Oh, really?
I mean, probably things that aren't even issues. I'm like, let's talk about that.
All right, okay. That's
You know?
probably better than avoiding for sure.
Yeah. Well, another sign that it's you and not the other person in your dating life or your relationship, you practice and project obsession and fantasy. This means you are looking at that person and seeing who you want them to be, not who they really are.
Isn't that every woman towards every man?
No. I mean, I don't think so. Maybe
Isn't
some.
it? Because based on like the chick flicks and the Disney movies that you grow up watching, you think
Oh, yeah.
marriage and relationships are going to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And then you get into it and you're like, oh, he passes gas and he leaves.
Well, isn't that the claim that these like chick flicks kind of ruin relationships because most women imagine that's how it's supposed to go, and that's
Well-
reality, and it's really
Or you could
completely
be-
not.
Yes, Jason. Or they could be dating someone that they know, like maybe they're just, fresh out of jail.
Is the
or
bad boy.
The bad
Yeah,
boy.
quote,
But in
unquote.
their mind, they're like, I see him as something. I can fix this, and I see him as this. I think women do it
Absolutely.
a lot.
Yeah, sure. I
Maybe not like a specific thing, but like just in general, you have this. You like ignore these like terrible red flags because you're gonna be the one that,
That
makes
too, yeah.
them
I
better.
think all of it.
Yeah.
You complete me. It's like every relationship's going to be like that in an elevator, and it's going to be all worked out. It's not. You forgot about
The
all the other
fantasy part.
crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the fantasy for sure. I think well, I heard this quote or saw or read it somewhere, of course, after I was married, when I was through all the dating stuff. But it was, it said, when somebody shows you who they are or tells you who they are, believe them.
Believe them, right?
Because we do, I mean, and some people will say, well, I just want to see the good in everybody. That's different than that's different than overlooking the bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you're blatantly bad, he's not good for you, she's not good for you, and you're like, oh, I just want to believe that he's a good person. Well, he's showing you he's not.
Right.
You know, she's
Right.
telling you she's not a good
You're
person.
forcing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is, according to the counselor, you're not taking the time to get to know who they really are. It might show up as texting rather than speaking.
Okay.
Is that and I certainly was in one of these relationships long ago where it was like I felt like I knew this guy because we were texting all the time. You know, like 24/7, always in a conversation with him. You know, he was always accessible. But then when we actually met up, it felt weird because I didn't have that connection with him. I mean, he was attractive.
Yeah, that
but
is weird, huh?
But I don't know.
It's like you envisioned a different person the way and that goes with everything. Is emailing, texting. When you read something, you're envisioning the way you think they're saying it and how they're saying it. That's why sometimes emails today come across like, who does she think she is talking to me like that? But it's not. It was just the way it was perceived, right?
They're just
So
answering
you're
quickly.
perceiving it in your own personal way.
Totally.
This probably happens tons with social media
Oh,
and dating
absolutely.
apps.
I've had more problems especially in the work office of people saying, why is she talking to me like that? Why is he doing that? And all is like, we don't know the way they're saying it.
Right.
And sometimes it's taken in a different perception.
It's our perception for sure. The counselor says the way to get around projecting obsession and fantasy onto other people, make some rules for yourself, like not allowing texting to happen beyond a week and getting on a phone call and then scheduling some sort of date, coffee date, lunch date, dinner date, whatever, after connecting, like soon after connecting with that person, so you can really find out who they are in real life.
Now, Squid, since you're single, do you think that's a good idea? Instead of this like forever DMing back and forth or texting back and forth for weeks and months and this hope girl that whatever's going on with that, just say, all right, after a week, I'm not texting you anymore.
Yeah, I feel like that's a safe bet.
Or try to get a meeting as quickly as
if
possible.
you're gonna get a
Because
meeting,
it's like a waste of time eventually. Eventually, it's just a waste of time.
Right.
if you're
Why
going
are
to
we
get a
even
meeting,
messaging?
though, Squid, let me advise you, do not do what Katie just said, a
What?
lunch date
What's
or a
wrong
coffee
with
date.
lunch?
They call it a
puts
friend
you
zone.
Friend zone right away. You need to go on a dinner date where, no offense, Jared, that could also lead to some drinking, which lowers inhibitions, and then you connect more on a different level.
Okay, can I just defend the lunch date for a second? The same way I defend the first date being the easiest because you have so much to talk about. I think the second and third dates are harder because you've already gotten all the easy stuff out of the way. Then you got to continue the conversation on the second and third. I think lunch dates are great because it gives you both an out.
The worst.
I have
yes, it's an
hour and a half.
It's just an out, and you don't connect on a different level.
But you know, if you want to.
Yeah,
See,
but-
Jason doesn't want the woman to escape before he can like kind of get the full manipulation in.
Exactly, Jared.
The fewer outs, the better.
You
one
have
night
to
to
go
avoid.
on the dinner date. I'm telling you, the lunch date puts you in the friend zone, and you need something to happen on that first date where it's like it changes everything. Like all of a sudden, she can't stop thinking about you. You do, because if it's just like a lunch date, she's still going to be interested, and then you run the risk of her going on a dinner date with another guy the next night, and they have a different connection, and they feel. I'm telling you,
But-
do not do a lunch date.
No, because if you hit it off at lunch, and then even if she goes on a dinner date with somebody else, if you hit it off at lunch
Hit it
and
at
you
lunch.
leave, no,
It's harder to hit it off, Katie.
although maybe, but if you leave her wanting more,
Yeah.
then she's gonna not.
It's harder to hit it off at lunch. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I don't know really from experience, but I almost want to agree with Jason on that one.
Really?
It feels
Lunch
more
dates are bad?
friend zone-ish.
Yes.
Could it lead to something? Sure.
Yeah.
I think it's probably less likely.
But don't you like the idea of having an out?
I think
of like
I think women
gosh,
do, and so
yeah.
then you really don't know if you hit it off because
Yes.
after an hour they have to go back to work or
Yeah.
school, whatever they're doing.
But I
there's
would
there's
know.
nothing that you want. It's nothing more that you're expecting because nothing really happened that was really over the top interesting. When you're out and about, there's so many different things going on that something could happen that you connect
like
on.
Ben, like your husband
Could,
Ben, and
yeah.
I know when you met, but then you,
Mhm.
I think one of your early dates was at some wine place and you talked for like 3
Oh,
hours.
that was our
could
very
never-
first.
It could never happen
Yeah.
at lunch,
Well, yeah. I mean, it was early. It was still well.
but it was in the evening,
it was
right?
yeah, like after
and then you
work
didn't
hours.
you
Yeah.
meet in the bar at night.
Well, yes, but I was going in to collect my debit card and my jacket and part of my purse from the night before.
A couple days later.
We didn't technically meet in the bar, but we did. That was our first meeting face to face, but
Your first
That's
date.
different.
Yeah.
Though. I'm like Squid. If you're just like a lunch date for an hour and you go there with lunch, no good. But
Okay.
if you do a Katie, where Katie, the lunch date is called day drinking, and you're connecting all day and you have hours to do it, yes, totally fine.
Like on a weekend.
yeah, we have a Saturday lunch
Oh,
date. That
totally.
could be fun.
Saturday
That's
lunch
okay.
date. We're gonna
Yeah.
go here. Not. We're just gonna meet for an hour, and I'm telling you,
Yeah,
bad idea.
Tuesday, meet me at Panera, and then you have like 45 minutes. You're on the clock, and then you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Ugh.
Sure.
But I think I see why women like it though, because they can get out.
Yeah.
Well, because and I know, people can grow on you, but I feel like I know in the first 5 minutes if I want to spend any more time with you, and so it's nice to know, good, we have 50 more minutes together, or,
Oh God.
God, I only have 50 more minutes
But
of
you
this.
don't know that you want to spend time with them, but you need to have some kind of connection and something to happen that makes that person want more and think about you all day.
It's like Jason said, at night, there's more things going on, people are around you, more distractions from our deficiencies.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The lights are dimmer.
The lighting is much better.
Yes.
The ambiance is
Yeah.
set. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. I'll take your word for it. Well, another sign that it might be you and not the other person, whether you're dating or you are married in a relationship, you have anxiety and anxious attachment issues. This means that when we suffer from abandonment issues, it causes people to become very needy and clingy and anxious. And nobody
good.
likes that.
Yeah.
Don't ever be clingy to a woman or tell her she's really good looking right away. Make her think she might not be, and keep her on her toes. Yes.
No, this is behaviors including rushing into commitment too soon, abandoning yourself, and having weak or no boundaries.
Oh, I think some of those are me. I think I have no boundaries with stuff, with friendships, work relationships. I'm like, I will not allow this behavior anymore at work. And then it happens again. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'd rather not say anything
And
about
in
it.
relationships,
Yeah.
I think we are all
yeah.
guilty in some way, but you have no boundaries
No, I have
whatsoever.
none.
None.
Zero.
And I think that maybe it can lead to coming across as not authentic, that or
Really?
if you're over texting or over giving, it's like, why don't you stand up for yourself a little bit?
Mm.
Do you know? Like
Yeah.
why are you giving it all away
Yeah.
in one? Do you know?
I need to ask my therapist.
Well, that is exactly the advice that the therapist gives. She says, if this is you at all, she definitely recommends getting some professional help, as well as filling up your own life with fun things like hobbies and new friends to feel less invested in the outcome of your dates.
Okay.
So
Very
very
interesting.
Or you
interesting.
can
Yeah.
just try to fake it.
You could.
And just talk to yourself after, like, and have a conversation with yourself, like, how did that go? What I don't know. And then you fake it in person, just like, oh yeah, and act like you're cool about it.
Like get all your compliments out to like
Yeah.
a fake person.
Just fake it.
Yeah.
You're so beautiful. And just never
Just
say
know,
it.
like, oh my gosh, I want to get her pregnant right away because I want to marry her. But then when you see her, you're just like, yeah, whatever. You're second,
Yeah, yeah.
You're second
cool.
hottest.
You're cool.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't want to get you pregnant or anything. No.
What do you mean? I don't care about dating. I mean, whatever. Something good comes along. I don't care. Then you leave, like, oh my gosh, I know she loves me.
Like, she hates my guts.
Because that won't come out when you're together.
Why did I say yes to a lunch date? I have no boundaries.
This is why these dates have to happen at night, so nobody can see Jason doing this in his car.
Like hyping himself up, watching TikTok videos of himself to get him hyped.
What are you doing?
I gotta find somebody that already has a kid.
Is he singing Earth, Wind, and Fire? What is he doing?
She's more desperate. The more baggage, the more desperate, the more manipulative.
My God.
Well, it's true, Katie. I mean, if you want a truly, truly hot girl, you have to find one with baggage. Because the one without baggage is taking that rich, good-looking guy. The one with baggage is going to be, all right, well, I got to take what I can get.
More accepting of deficiencies.
Hey. There's more signs.
Oh, good.
You're the problem. That's next.